Phar Kim Beng is a professor of ASEAN Studies at International Islamic University of Malaysia. He joins me now live from Kuala Lumpur. Phar, good to have you here with us on TRT World. So what do you think is Donald Trump is trying to achieve with all of this? Because certainly many would say that he has created a lot of confusion when it comes to his so-called trade war.
When it comes to Donald Trump, we have to make a quick assessment that this is someone who is extremely slippery, because by virtue of his previous background in the business world, especially in a place such as New York, there is always a tendency for those who have done well or thrive or even survive in New York to be extremely slippery when it comes to transferring their skill sets to the public office. And that's what we are seeing right now.
And where do you think all of this is headed towards right now? Because now he has given renewed warnings to certain countries. What would be the likely response from those countries such as Japan and South Korea?
What those countries should keep in mind is that the kind of Trump that has been projected live all across the world with his very slippery deadlines on tariff is something that has been with him since 1980s. In fact, way back in 1980s, he even took out an advertisement in New York Times saying that he was against the deficit of Japan against the United States. And that trend has been very, very consistent. So in spite of what I said, or in spite of what he has projected himself to be, which is extremely dexterous and deft at jumping through all kinds of hoops, we have to keep in mind that there is a bottom line that Donald Trump himself will not cross. And the different countries that are dealing with him right now have to remain calm, and they have to know that as and when they remain united in a regional or larger bloc, they can actually twist Donald Trump into the position that they would like him to be. And the pressure points will normally come from the gyrations of the stock markets in Wall Street.
Now, Phar, over the past couple of months, I've spoken to many experts about these tariffs, and most of them tell me that the people who will be the hardest hit from these tariffs would be the American consumers. Now, there's ample evidence out there that these tariffs are going to be very, very controversial for the American public. But I understand it's really hard to read what's on Donald Trump's mind, but let's try to do that for a second here. What do you think makes him so confident about these tariffs? Why does he keep thinking that these tariffs are going to make American economy great again?
That's a very, very good question. But the reason why Donald Trump is extremely confident right now is because he has the wind on his back, on his sail. The latest reports from Wall Street Journal or from the Department of Labor in the United States states that the American economy is doing extremely well. The price hike or the inflation rate is not going haywire, to the degree that he is reading and getting all those statistics from the American economy. He feels that whatever that he actually imposes on the rest of the world will not have any detrimental effects on his policy or on his political standing. But then if we were to go back to 3 or 4 months ago, he has polled the worst numbers of any president since President Ronald Reagan.
Phar Kim Beng, thanks very much for joining me here on TRT World. Really appreciate your taking out the time.